Okay, so the audio for this clip came out bad, so I'm coming to you from voiceover land to do the intro and outro. I'm going to show you how I took this sign, which is a family heirloom of a customer, and repaired it from its rotted, roughed up state, gave it a new theme while keeping some of the elements from the original, and made it to last for years to come. Here's how the sign looked before. The boards were cracked, and some of them were rotting. All of the various parts were loose. Let's start with the boards. I removed them from the sign and grabbed some tracing paper to copy the original font. Then I cleaned up some of the messier strokes and adjusted the letters to be the same size, and gave the font a more uniform look. I used a craft knife to cut out the letters and left bridges in place to hold the paper together. Now we have stencils for the words. I sanded the post to get rid of the splinters. I re-stained it to bring back some of its color, and make it a bit darker than it started out as. As you can see here, these boards were very cracked. 2 of them were too cracked and rotted and had to be replaced. But the rest I sanded and sealed the cracks. To seal the cracks, mix the Bondo with the hardening cream until it turns pink. Spread the mixture over the cracks and scrape away the excess on top. I sanded it after the Bondo dried. Shake up your paint pots and don't forget to wipe down the boards before you paint. We're going for more of a fall theme since that's the favorite season of the couple the sign is being passed down to. We're going to go with yellow, light orange, orange, red, and brown from top to bottom. I tried to mix a dark brown I have with a lighter. I repainted the house in a cream color that was close to the original. After painting both sides, I made a gradient at the bottom of each sign's color. It takes a bit of stroking the paint back and forth and blending it with the main color. Blending the red with the brown was the hardest gradient since the colors were very different, but it's also the one I ended up liking the most. The brown sign was blended with Broadway black at the bottom. A bit of gluing and a nail gun later, it is time to grab the stencils. I lined up the stencil and grabbed a mid-sized brush and started painting the top words orange. When it's time to take the stencil off, it causes a bit of leaking around the edges. This cleans up easily with a wet Q-tip. I noticed the letters seemed a bit light, so I used a thin wash of brown over some of the letters to make them pop. I did the same with dark orange for the lower words for the first sign. As the signs got darker, trying to make the words even darker than that wouldn't have worked to make them stand out anymore, so I switched tactics and painted the letters ivory and did a wash of yellow ochre. I painted the door reddish-brown to start and lined up the black windows. The windowsills were changed to match the door, and I decided to add a pumpkin to one of them to add to the theme. I filled in the details, drawing in the dark wood grain and highlighting with yellow and white. I painted the black skeletal structure of the bushes, then grabbed a rougher brush to layer on the yellow grass over it. I did a layer of yellow, followed by darker yellow ochre, and at last light brown at the base. For the bush leaves, I needed to grab a fan brush. Do the darkest colors first since you want your highlights to sit on top of those. Now on to the final step of epoxy coating this to last. I mixed up the epoxy for 2 minutes. This is going to be a little different. Since there isn't enough surface area for a trowel, I grabbed a brush and de-shedded it. I dipped the brush in epoxy and evenly brushed it all over the edges and surfaces except for the underside. I torched the bubbles out. This step requires a gentler hand than normal, with the torch a bit farther than it would be on a countertop. Since there's less epoxy on this and so much paint, if I get too close, the heat will make the paint bubble up and inflate like a balloon. I learned that the hard way. Once this side was done, I flipped it over and repeated the process on the other side. Here's how the font looks up close. And here's the house. Epoxying this sign should help it withstand the test of time and last in outdoor weather. Did you like a renovation of the sign, or did you prefer the theme it had before? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when the latest video is out. And from all of us here at Stonthetic, built by you, built for less, built to last. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching!